Monggo bintara, monggo bintara, kendang kita beribadah. Monggo bintara, monggo bintara, wonten
Yang dance minta foto bareng sama Miss Claudia. Bagaimana Miss Claudia? Mas Edi yang jadi gambar.
Oh my God, amazing! Give them applause, please.
So, it was a Mongo Pinara dance from class 10-5. For those who don't know, Mongo Pinara is a simple welcoming dance for a great welcome new audience.
So, you already know why we are here, right?
And yeah, welcome to the most fun and interesting event in Central High School One Chupiri.
That is meet and greet Miss Claudia Peng Susanto. Thank you for taking your time out, Mrs. and Mr. Susanto.
First of all, let us pray and praise to God Almighty who has been giving us mercy, guidance, happiness, and hope, so we can attend and participate in this event without any obstacle. Praying start. Praying finish.
Okay, how are you guys? Alright, we always hope you're in good health. But before we start, let us introduce ourselves first.
My name is Alteana Miresha Jakaria. You can call me Taya.
My name is Dianira Pinandar Gautama, and people usually call me Dianira.
We will be your MC.
I'm very grateful to be a master of ceremony of this event.
To the headmistress whom we respect, Miss Eustacia Christine Martanti, SPD, MPD, the teachers, and to all of students of Senior High School One Chupiri, whom we are really proud of.
Okay, now let's start this special event with speech that will be delivered by headmistress of Senior High School One Chupiri, Miss Eustacia Christine Martanti, SPD, MPD. Good morning, students. Good morning. Are you happy this morning? Yes. Okay, say yes, gitu ya. Okay, you continue my speech now. Good morning, students. Good morning. How are you this morning? Fine. Yeah. SMA Negeri 1 Cepiring. Sukses. SMA Negeri 1 Cepiring. Hebat. SMA Negeri 1 Cepiring. Luar biasa. Thank you. Okay, let me deliver my welcome speech. The Honorable Mrs. Claudia and Mas Sigit, my friend, the volunteer of the program of English speaking practice of SMA students. Thank you for coming to my school here, SMA Negeri 1 Cepiring. Dear representative of students of SMA Negeri 1 Cepiring, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the wonderful event today. English speaking practice for SMA students, which is fully facilitated and supported by the Honorable Mrs. Claudia and Mr. Sigit Susanto. An English that is from Sweden. Is it right, Sweden? No? Switzerland. Okay, native speaker, yeah, thank you. I'm so sorry, from Switzerland. Yeah. First of all, on behalf of the State Senior High School 1 of Cipiring, I'd like to say thank you to you for coming here. We invite you to come here and you have the time. Thank you for the chance for my students. Students, now special guests are among us. So today we will practice speaking English. Don't just keep silent and watch something here, but you have to try to speak in English. Are you ready? Yes. So make question if you want to ask them for Pak Sigit, yeah, and Miss Claudia. You can make questions if you want to know. Yeah. So please use the time for you and have a fun. Yeah. And today will be a memorable event for us. Okay? Yeah. So thank you for your coming here, and we will continue for the next program. Good morning, everybody. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Miss.
Mohon perhatian, waktu mengerjakan soal tinggal 5 menit.
Iya mas, segini ya. Soalnya ini biar ada kayak ada itunya loh mas, biar kayak gini. Maju kok asli. Dia. Tadi ini.
And yeah, thank you, Miss Christine, for the speech. Moving right along, we have very memorable section, which is singing one last time by Amir. House, guys.
Okay, students, before Miss Julia and Pak give Jennifer a talk, so you have to listen carefully what they are talking about. After that, you can also give question, because it is a testing for listening for the student. So listen to the description and the talk, and try to make a question. Do you understand? Although the video is not full, it's not stopped, so you can give interruption after that to make a question. Okay? Yeah, so this is a practice of speaking and listening English. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much for our invitation in SMA Negeri 1 Cikiring. My name is Sigit Susanto. I come from Bujar. Bujar, Kazan. This is in the mountain. I was born in Bujar, and then I visited elementary school also in Bujar, and I visited secondary school, SMP in Bujar, but at the time there was no SMA in Bujar. Then I studied in SMA 1 Kendal, and Christy is my friend in school at the time. She studied IPA, science, I studied social. Yes. After finishing SMA Kendal, I went to Semarang to study in Akademi Bahasa Asing Untak Semarang, Akaba 17. I learned English as senior and German as minor. But in SMA Kendal, I got also German language. German at the time in SMA Kendal taught a million students. And I studied Semarang English. Then after that, I went to Bali. I worked as a tour guide. I bring the tourists around Bali. I have to explain about the temple, about the culture. And then, first time I accompanied to tourists from Aussie, Australia. Then, because in Bali there were many competitions, and I started working as a German tour guide. I accompanied the tourists from Germany. I began to realize that German is not only the spoken by German people, but also from Swiss people, Swiss or Switzerland, and also from Austria. And one day, I bring the group from Swiss, and Claudia is one of the tourists. At the time, she was coming with her sister. And we make a tour to Tanah Lot, to the temple. I know her sister better than Claudia. And because her sister took a picture with the camera, I give my ID card. I say to her sister, if you come again to Bali, please contact me, I will organize. And then Claudia and her sister come back to Switzerland. 2 years later, the sister wrote me a letter. Sigit, my father had birthday 70 years. We'll go to Bali with my mother. Can you organize the tour? Then I say, okay, I will organize the tour for your parents. 1 month before coming, the sister from Claudia wrote me again. My sister Claudia also together with the parents. At that time, my heart electrical see before. And she came with her parents and began falling in love. And then Claudia invited me to go to Switzerland. Claudia came again to Bali and invited me to Switzerland. That was in 15 April 1969 and 1996. And until now, we are already 26 years married. We are married in Switzerland. And during in Switzerland, we travel around the world. Claudia like traveling, I like writing. And during on the way, 26 years, we already travel about 44 countries. In Kenya, Africa, Mexico, Cuba, North Asia, on the whole Europe, almost we visited. And I wrote the book, Kesetrum Cinta. This is the culture shock during Claudia in Indonesia or in Bucha, and during I live in Switzerland. You can find in Google shopping Kesetrum Cinta. This is very funny story. We have different culture, but we find the bridge how to make harmony life among others. Different is beautiful. Different is not dangerous, but different is beautiful. But how to make the harmony beautiful, we have to have positive thinking and optimism. And now is my short introduction to Claudia.
Hello, everybody. You already know my name. It's Rutinda Claudia Susanto. I come from Switzerland and I am not a native speaker in English. My mother tongue is Swiss German. I started to study in English only in the 3rd class of junior high school. I mean, when I was young. Now it's also, they already learn in elementary school, also in Switzerland. But when I was a student, my first year of English was in the 3rd class of junior high school. And I could practice because we live near from England, so I could go to England twice
during the summer holidays and practiced English there. First one, I spent some weeks as a babysitter in an English family. The second time, I went to an intensive course of English. So I use my English during my holidays or when I'm in Indonesia, but at home I speak it in German. So I worked as a secretary for the government, and now since for nearly 3 months we are retired. So we don't work anymore, and we will spend a lot of time in Indonesia. This year, because of COVID, we couldn't come to Indonesia for years. We stopped to come here. And now it's we arrived here again on 20th of January. Went first to Bali. We from Switzerland we flew to Bali. Spent there 10 days and 3 weeks in Lombok. We came to Java. Also we spent 1 week in Kalimantan and came back to Java. On Thursday we will go to Yogyakarta. 5 days, we will stay 5 days there, and again to Lombok 2 weeks, and the last 2 weeks in Bali. On 27th of April, we'll go back to Switzerland, because we still have a rent apartment in Switzerland, and we have to organize many things there. We have furniture in our apartment, many things, but most of the time, our future, we will spend in Indonesia. So at the moment, this is my introduction, but later you can ask me questions, also private questions are allowed. And so we start to show you the map of the whole world. And I show you here is Indonesia, for example, Australia, here is Europe, and a small country in the center of Europe is Switzerland. So it's important, in Europe there are only 2 native-speaking countries. This is Great Britain or England and Ireland. All the other countries, English is a foreign language. And so, I mean, in other parts, it's Canada, it's USA, South Africa, Australia. It's also their native-speaking countries of English. So we show you now another map. This is, you can see better here. This is the map of Europe. So again, the red country here in the center is Switzerland. If you don't see well, you can also, if you prefer, you can sit in the middle. Also in the middle if you want. I don't know if you see well, because it will show many pictures. So Switzerland is small country. We have only about 8 million people live in Switzerland. Even we are a small country, we have 4 different languages. We have a border, this is France. In the west of Switzerland we have a border to France. So in this part, in the west of Switzerland, they speak French language. In the north, here we have Germany, and most of the people in Switzerland they speak Swiss German like me. This is my mother tongue. And then in the east we have a border to Austria, also a German-speaking country. And in the south is Italy. So in the part of Switzerland, the south part is they speak Italian. And the east, southeast is Roman language. There's really only a few people. Also, it's not the international language, or they don't speak it in other countries. So now we show you the map of Switzerland. So we live here in the center of Switzerland. The name is of our town, it's a small town, is Zug. Where is it? Here is Zug. And I'm born in Lucerne. This is only 20 minutes by train. And so here, Switzerland doesn't have a sea because it's in the center of Europe, but we have many lakes, rivers, mountains. Famous products in Switzerland are made of milk, so cheese, many different kind of cheese. Chocolate is also famous, or I think the banks where you put the money, is also famous. We have the bank secret, so many rich people who live in other countries, they have the money on Swiss banks. And we are a neutral country. It means, for example, if there is a war somewhere in the world, so many of these countries, they discuss the problem or a solution in Switzerland because it's neutral. So, for example, now also the conflict or the war between Ukraine and Russia, they came to Switzerland. And so usually it's in Geneva. This is like UN has also a seat in Geneva. It's French-speaking part in the west of Switzerland. This is on the right side is the Swiss flag. So it's also red and white, and in the center is a white, because the religion, most of the people have the Christian religion in Switzerland. So these are regional from other parts, the flag of other parts, but this is the Swiss flag. And this instrument is Alphorn. The name Alp means like a mountain, Alphorn. And usually they play it in the mountain or for the traditional ceremonies like this. So we have many mountains in Switzerland. This is one of the mountains with snow here. And it's also, we don't have an Eiffel Tower like in France. So the mountain Matterhorn here on the right side is the symbol of Switzerland. Many products have this symbol of this mountain, the form of this mountain. So I show you some landscapes in Switzerland. This is in the north. This is the biggest waterfall in Europe. It's called the Rhine Fall. The river Rhine starts in the mountains of Switzerland, across Switzerland, goes through France and Germany, up and ends in Holland. It enters the sea in Holland. This is the end of the sea. So, yeah.
Bertanya kemudian telah berbunyi kepada seluruh siswa segera masuk kelasnya masing-masing. Bapak dan Ibu segera memasuki kelas. Selamat menempuh ujian. Semoga mendapat nilai yang terbaik. Terima kasih. Bertanya kemudian telah berbunyi kepada seluruh siswa segera masuk kelasnya masing-masing. Bapak dan Ibu pengawas akan segera memasuki kelas. Selamat menempuh ujian. Semoga mendapat nilai yang terbaik. Terima kasih.
see a lake and mountains or hills. Also another lake. This one is in the west of Switzerland. Here you see a Swiss cow. And often because in Switzerland or in Europe, we have 4 seasons. So in the warm season, it starts perhaps in April, May. The farmers, they go up to the mountain with the cows and the goats because the grass is tastier or healthier in the mountains. So also the product, the cheese, is tastier. This is also Lake of Geneva in the French-speaking part of Switzerland. We have many grapes there, they make wine out of the grapes. Also still Lake of Geneva, this is the castle, this is Château de Chillon, a castle in Château. So you see the mountain with snow behind, also the Lake of Geneva. And yes, we have many mountains. You see the water is clearer than here in Indonesia. I see very often the brown water of the river. We have often clear water. And also this is river rafting. Yeah. Perhaps you have heard around one year ago, the son of a governor from Indonesia, he died in Switzerland. Yeah. You see the water, usually it's dangerous to swim in a river when you don't know it. You have also the struggles. It was not yet the season of swimming. He swam in April in Switzerland, and usually you shouldn't swim before June because the water is too cold.
1 year ago, the son of Ridwan Kamil, the governor from Desa was died in the Arab and become a new big news in Indonesia. At the time was April. This is in spring, in the winter, and the temperature in the water is also cool. And this is dangerous. Maybe he doesn't realize this is dangerous.
So usually you can swim, it's better to swim in the lake, or you must know the river. So this river Aare is very long, also it starts in the mountains. And for example, it's across Bern. Bern is the capital of Switzerland, and it's not dangerous. Many people swim there in this river, so it depends in which region you swim. But usually you shouldn't swim in a river which you don't know. So this is a very clear water here in the river, also with a traditional bridge made of stones. The water is cold for the whole year. The name? Oh, I don't know the name, but it's a traditional bridge, old bridge. So usually in Switzerland we keep the traditional buildings. Also, we don't destroy it and make a new bridge like this, renovate it. So as said, in Switzerland we don't have a sea, but we call this the Sea of Fog. This is the only sea in Switzerland. So in the cold season we have so downstairs in the towns it's not nice because it's grey, also the trees they don't have leaves. But from upstairs you see the fog, also some of the mountains look like islands in the fog. Only sea in Switzerland, Sea of Fog. So I think for the moment we stop. And we made like a quiz. We test if you understood well what I told you about Switzerland. Okay? And it's for me it's important. I'm here to practice English with you. It's not a formal meeting, informal meeting, and don't be shy to make mistakes. Just try to speak I think you know, I told you English is a foreign language also for me, and I think for most of the students, if you don't want to become an English teacher, it's the most important is to speak, make conversation, and just try to make a short sentence, to use simple words. Don't think too much about grammar or mistakes, and respect each other. So if somebody makes mistakes, or just respect the person. Yeah? Okay? And you can call me just Claudia. I'm the informal person. You don't need to call me Miss or Mrs. So, some questions about what we were talking before. Where was Sigrid born? Where is Sigrid born? What is the name of the place? Yes, please? Exactly, very good. Where did Sigrid study SMA, the senior high school? So we give a chance, you are very clever. Another give a chance to another one.
Where did Mr. Sigrid study at senior high school? Okay.
Mr. Sigrid was studying at SMA 1 Kendal, near high school.
Yes, very good. In which town Sigrid studied university? After senior high school, changed. What is the name of the town? Where did he study after senior high school? Huh?
Okay, another
Somebody
student.
else? You see if somebody else.
Where did Mr. Sigrid study at university?
In which
Okay.
Mr. Sigrid study in Untak University Semarang.
Very good. But I just asked the place, so she was right. It's Semarang, yes. So, how many languages do we have in Switzerland? Right.
How many languages?
Mr. Sigrid or Miss Switzerland?
In Switzerland, yes.
For language?
Exactly.
Okay.
And do you know also which languages? If you don't know it, it's okay. Perhaps somebody else. I have seen the discussion here. Perhaps somebody else knows the name of the languages.
In Switzerland, have a foreign language is Germany, French, English, and Swiss English.
No, I tell you again the language. So here in the north is Germany, the country Germany. So we have Swiss German, because after you can hear a song in Swiss German and one in German, it's different. So German was the first foreign language for me. In the school, we talk in German, like in Germany, and also it's a written language. Swiss German is not a written language. I can compare it to, at home you talk Javanese language, in the school I think Bahasa Indonesia. So German, Swiss German. First language Swiss German, most of the people speak Swiss German. Then we have here in the west, near from France, they speak French. Second language is French. The third language is Italian, near from Italy, Italian. And the fourth one, Roman. It's not a well-known language, only in Switzerland they talk Roman. It's very similar to Italian language. And what is my mother tongue?
Okay, mother tongue.
My native language. What is my native language?
What is? There are 4 languages, and which one is the native language? Roughly,
German.
Yes, nearly. Swiss German.
Swiss German.
Swiss German.
Swiss German.
Swiss German.
Swiss German.
So I tell you a sentence in Swiss German, and after the translation in German. And I say now, you can hear it, what I say in Swiss German, and after I say the same in German, so you see the difference. So this is, in Swiss German I would say, ich wollte jetzt heimgehen. Ich wollte jetzt heimgehen. And ich wollte jetzt heimgehen. And in German you would say, ich möchte nach Hause gehen. So it's different, huh? And in English is, I would like to go home. So it's different, huh?
Okay, so Ms. Claudia gives you example. They say that it's different between German and Swiss German based on the example. Kayak bahasa kita, bahasa Jawa, ada yang kromo, ada yang loko. Itu beda. Okay, understand?
Some of the words are even very different. For example, a horse in English, you say Pferd in German, and Ross in Swiss German. It's very different. And also it depends in which region you live, so the dialects are different.
Actually, the difference between Swiss German and German is not like Japanese English. Japanese English is an grammar, it's not like this. The comparison is like in Bahasa Indonesia and Bahasa Melayu in Malay. Similar but different. Only the accent is different. The accent. For example, in Indonesia, jalan-jalan ke kota. In Malaysia, pusing-pusing. This is similar. That's why Swiss German is like Malaysia. In Malay's language, in Indonesian, it's like German. So if the people hearing the language from Swiss German, the German people will laughing, tertawa, because the accent, yeah. But if the Swiss people can speak German perfectly, but can speak also Swiss German, but the German people cannot speak Swiss German. The Indonesian people cannot speak Malay. It's a little bit funny, but the Malay maybe can understand Indonesian.
So now you can hear a song in Swiss German, or a little bit of a song.
This is the song from Swiss German.
Swiss German. And the last, I think it was you. I have a different accent than the singer. But ich glaube, das bist du. I think it was you. Ich glaube, das bist du in High German. So you see, my mother tongue is quite different from English. So, what is the hobby of Sigrid and me?
Okay, students think that please answer what is Mr. Sigrid and Ms. Columbia.
So,
Are they, do they have the same hobbies? Do they have same hobbies? Same or different? Do they have same hobbies? No. Yes. What are?
I just told you about our hobby, so we have many different hobbies, but one hobby is the same. And you know what is our hobby?
What is the same?
Yeah, the same hobby. Yeah. She already knows it.
We can answer.
Mr. Sigrid have a reading and Miss Columbia is traveling.
I mean, both of us, our common hobby is traveling. I mean, beside that, I say we have also different hobbies. I'm not a writer. And and also when he reads the serious, from the serious writers, I like to read love stories or criminal stories. This is also different. So, where did Sigrid and me meet each other for the first time?
Okay. Oh. One answer, please.
In Bali.
Alright, very good.
Okay, last place. I think when talk about falling in love, I know that you, what is it, can catch the word easily.
So I think it's now enough for the quiz, and also we give you some pictures around what we already showed you. And also up to me, we prepared pictures here, but we are free. If you have many questions to me, we can also change or stop now this. It's up to you. You can also, the one who look at the picture, perhaps you have questions, or perhaps you want to tell the other students what you see on the picture. This is always possible. Huh? Otherwise, I continue now with some places, towns in Switzerland. So this is Lucerne, or Luzern in German. I'm born in this town. Also, my parents lived there till they died. It's around 20 minutes from our place. We live in Zug. So this is a touristic place. So many Asian tourists, they stop here in Lucerne. You have also the surroundings are beautiful. You have the river, lake, many mountains around, and it's a nice traditional old town. We have the wooden bridge with a tower, and this was former a prison. So this is the capital of Switzerland, called, the name is Bern, or Bern, in German it's Bern, or Bern in English. You see it's in the cold season, it's Swiss snow. In the cold season we don't have everyday snow. In the mountains we have often snow, you can also play ski there, but in the towns it's often, we have fog, it's cold, but we don't have always snow. This is another town. Also, most of the towns they have a river or a lake. This is Thun. The name is Thun. So, a town here in the also western part of Switzerland. This is very near from the waterfall, near to Germany. Schaffhausen. And this is Geneva. This in the west, southwest of Switzerland. This many international companies, also UN, United Nations, have a seat there. Many discussion about problems, war and water. And finally, also an old town. Usually, it's forbidden in Switzerland to destroy the old building. We renovate them. We want to keep the tradition. So that's what I will miss here in Indonesia. You have many advantages. It's always warm here. For the climate, people are friendly, everything. But for the town, my favorite town in Indonesia is Yogyakarta. But we have many old towns. That's what I like there. So Sigrid will also give around pictures of different towns in Switzerland. So are there some questions so far? Somebody has a question?
Okay, do you have any question?
You can also ask other, it's not necessary to talk about Switzerland, you can also ask other questions.
First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Sally Yuanitasari. I'm a student from 10th grade, and today I feel very happy because I have an opportunity to meet Miss Claudia, the native speaker from Switzerland. I want to ask you something. What is the difference between Indonesia and Switzerland, Miss?
Just a moment, please, because I have also some pictures about season, so I also look for the season moment. So in Switzerland and Europe we have 4 seasons. From November to February, March it's a cold season, the winter. So I show you some pictures of the winter. This is, you see, we have very often fog. So it's not my favorite season. I don't like winter. So downstairs you have fog, it's grey. You see also all the leaves, they fall down from the tree. And it's cold. So this is usually many performance, theater or meetings, they are inside in the cold season. This is also with fog here, fog and snow. This is often in the winter, you have blue sky. It looks nice in the winter in the mountains, but it's even colder, sometimes minus 20 degrees. It's really cold. Yeah. Also, you see the snow on the trees. And here a frozen lake. So this small lake in the mountain. We have, for example, the next picture here is Zermatt. We have also, this is famous for skiing, so international tourism in the winter time. Also another famous tourism resort is in St. Moritz. It's very much expensive, even for Swiss people. The place, for example, to live in a hotel there is really expensive. And in St. Moritz, they have ice on the lake, like here. They even make horse races on the lake, because the ice is around 2 meters high of the lake. So this is a village also with snow. Then we change to the spring. Now it starts spring in March. These are the first flowers. So even they can grow, even there is still cold and there is snow. This is a wonderful picture of the spring in the south of Switzerland, in the Italian part. Yeah. Here you see the tulips. I think this is a famous flower for Indonesian people, many of them use. Yes, tulips come from Holland. So this is a tulip. We have, there are many different kinds of tulips. I think the original one, it has this form, but you have also like this or like this. Colors, many forms, are all tulips. So the next one, spring is starts in the middle of March. Now it's the start of spring in Europe, and till the end of May is spring. And then June, July, August is summertime. This is sometimes up to 35 degrees, so it's similar to Indonesia temperature. For example, this is in summer we have this kind of cereal, yes. Also, Punggalawi, this is also in summer, in the sunflower. And this is an impression of spring. So in October, the end of September or October, the leaves they change the color from green to yellow, red. After they turn the color to brown, and they fall down. When they are dry, they fall down. This is from September, October, November is autumn. And here is a picture of Christmas market. This is in December. So, are there any questions about Switzerland, about the season, about anything? Yeah.
Good morning, Miss Claudia and Miss Sigit. First, I will introduce myself. My name is Adam Pradana, and
please take off your mask.
And you can call me Adam. At this moment, I'm very excited to talk about differences of weather in Switzerland. As you know, the most striking difference is the climate. Indonesia is a tropical climate with two weather conditions. Well, in contrast, Switzerland has a tropical climate which has 4 seasons. So I have a few questions. The first question: what is the right season to visit Switzerland? And of the 4 seasons, what season do you like the most? Thank you.
What was the last sentence? So the last question is, what is my favorite place? The last sentence again, please.
And the 4th season, which season do you like the most?
Which season? Which season? Yeah, I understand. I must say you talked very fast. I understood you, but I don't know if all the others they don't understand what you told. Perhaps you can talk a little bit slower so they can also understand what you said. For the other students, that you can repeat what you asked me. Okay? You repeat your questions. Please.
As is to know, the most striking difference is the question. As to know, the most striking difference is the first question. What is the right season to visit in Switzerland? And of the fourth season, which season do you like the most?
So did you understand what he asked? So my favorite season is the warm season. I like warm weather. So I like spring is very nice because after the cold season, after winter, I'm very happy to see again the flowers, all the colors. This is very nice to look. In the summer, I like very much because I can swim in the lake, or also, I mean, Switzerland is not famous for the good weather. Sometimes it's warmer temperature, but in the summer, so from June to August, we have also rain. Some years they even have a lot of rain. Some is not the same like dry season. But usually I like best summer. But also autumn looks nice for the colors. The beginning of autumn, I mean when the leaves change the color. And what was the other question? What did you want to know again? What is my favorite season? So I answered it. And what is the second question? So usually it's better one question after the other, because when I answer, perhaps I forget. What was the other questions? You had two questions. Your first question?
What is the right season to visit Switzerland?
Oh, what is the best season to go to Switzerland? That was your question. So I think it depends on your hobbies. For example, many Europeans, they like to go to Switzerland in the winter time because you can play ski. That's the reason. For example, in the end of the year, around Christmas, New Year, many international people from all the countries all over the world who come to Switzerland for famous resorts like St. Moritz or Zermatt or also other places to play ski. For them it's the best season. For me it's not the best season. But so I think we have many tourists in Switzerland from May to September. It's the warmer season.
I will answer your question. What's the best season for visitors to visit there? I think the first spring around 3 months. The first spring, it's me. Spring is the flora everywhere. Yeah, you can see tulip, but we can see also snow. My wanted to go to Switzerland and she want to see tulip and also snow. The snow is coming only in the mountain, but in spring there is eternal snow in the mountain. We can see, but there are many snow also in the mountain in spring. So if we go to the earliest spring, we can see tulip in the garden. And then if you go to the mountain, you can see snow. But if you go there in summer, you don't see tulip, you don't see snow. That's my recommendation if you go to Switzerland. I'm waiting for you.
Yes, I think perhaps Yes, it would be May, April, May. But we have mountains and in glacier. Glacier is with ice. It's the whole year you have snow or ice there. And also if you go really up. And I mean, we met once people from Semarang, rich people, and they came to Switzerland. And they wanted to go up to the famous mountain, which is very much expensive, around 1.5 million per person to go up there. Sigrid and me never were on this mountain. And it was bad weather, but even they didn't see nothing. They had just fog, bad weather. They wanted to go up there just to say I was there. So usually I think the tourists from Asia who come to Europe, they spend just 2 days in Switzerland. Perhaps they go to Lucerne by mother tongue and to the famous mountain to see the view. But it depends on the weather if you are lucky or not lucky. Okay, thank you for your questions. So somebody else has questions?
Okay, somebody else want to ask? Okay, Rati.
Hello, my name is Zaditya Basboda. I am the second grade of senior high school. First, I want to ask you about language. So, can you speak Japanese language?
Nami kulo pelajar. Nami nuwun sami-sami.
May I get you a few sentences in Japanese language?
Yes, I'm sorry, this is all what I can talk in Japanese language, because I think for me it's much better to learn Bahasa Indonesia. We don't stay only in Java, we have a house in Lombok and in Bali. So for me it's much better. I think most of the people here learned Bahasa Indonesia in the school. That's why I talk much better in Indonesian language than Japanese, just reverse like.
Thank you, Miss Claudia, for taking the time to come here. Maybe that's all I can say. Nice to meet you, Miss Claudia.
Nice to meet you too. And now it's great if you have the courage to ask questions. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, want to ask question again? Oh yeah, to the end.
Hello, good morning, Miss Claudia and Mr. Sigit. I introduce myself. My name is Jenia Nela Bianto, and you can call me Jenia. I want to ask you about culture in Switzerland. What are the habits of people in Switzerland?
Can you repeat please the last sentence? I understood people, but the word for people, where are the...
What are the habits of people?
Habits, habits. So, I think the funniest event and also tradition is Carnival. We have two famous places for Carnival. I'll show you some pictures about Carnival. This is in February, the whole season. This is like we want to say we have enough of the winter. We want to say goodbye to the winter. So also they make a lot of music with the drums and everything. so that the winter is afraid and it disappears, and we want to welcome spring. This is all pictures about Carnival. So it's in Lucerne and in Basel, it's a famous place for Carnival. Also in other countries, like in Italy, in Venice, they have another style of Carnival. This is also Carnival there. You see the costumes are much smarter than in Switzerland. And here, for example, is also Carnival. This is in, I think, in South America. So there is the fall season. So it's already the clothes are very different from us because we have to dress warm. And we are a Christian country. Most of the people have Christian religion. So most of the tradition or culture is connected to Christian. So, for example, we have Easter, Christmas, like this. And then we have the events in the summer, the open air music, open air concerts, like this.
Thank you, Miss.
Or I think the happy clouds, this is also something, I said it already in the beginning that, I mean, in Switzerland we have quite a lot of farmers. They make like, when they go up to the mountains and spring, they dress a bit special, they walk with all the animals, the goats and cows to the mountain. They come back, they go back in autumn or in September before it's snowing. This is also a habit or culture. I mean, we have also, for example, this is a farmer house here in the summer. It's many flowers, and I mean, habit tradition is. Really, I don't like it. It's for music for farmers. You all know. So, other questions?
Okay, good morning. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Claudia Zara, and you can call me Kalista. Okay, I want to ask Miss Claudia and Miss Cecilia. For Miss Claudia first, when you first time came in Indonesia, did you have culture shock about culture or habits of people in Indonesia?
Yes, very good question. I think, yes, Sigrid wrote a book about, it's not all culture shock. I think the things which are very different here, habits different in Indonesia or in Switzerland or in Europe. For example, for me, jump ballet. I think usually in Switzerland you should be punctual. I think jump ballet. Yes. I mean, many Indonesian people jump hard. It means perhaps you have a meeting at 10 o'clock and you come at 11 o'clock, like this. Yeah. Or I think sometimes I like very much friendly Indonesian people, but they have private questions at the first meeting. So nobody in Europe or in Switzerland would ask you how many children you have, because you don't know if somebody has children, you don't know if they would like to have children and it was not possible, so nobody would ask you this question. And this is very often done in some perhaps even in the street. I have seen them before, they ask me how many children you have. And especially when I say no, I don't have children, that's the reality, I don't have children. They sometimes they don't say this is they say belum, not yet. And for me it's very strange. I mean I'm now 63 years old, but even when I was 55, they said belum. So I think kind of difference or culture shock, you don't say really yes or no. You want to be very polite and you say not yet, belum. Yeah. I think things like this is really different. Yes?
Yes, thank you for answering the question. I hope you have a great time.
Thank you. For example, it was very strange or funny for me. It was a very good experience. We visited some years ago Sigit's family. They are quite poor. They live in the mountains and they live together with the animals. They had the goats in the kitchen and ducks under the bed. So this, for me, it was very. Yes, it was also an extraordinary story to tell in Switzerland. When they asked me about my experience for traveling in Asia, I always told them about this family who lived together with the goats and the ducks.
So
what is the big difference? I say culture shock, a big difference that in Switzerland women and men are the same. They have the same rights. And this is different in Indonesia. I know, for example, if your parents die, you have a brother and sister, that sister gets less than the men and women. Or in Bali, even the women don't get anything at all, only the men. This is a really big culture for me.
So you get information about culture. The someone is in the culture, men and women has same right, but in our culture something is different. Like this one. About the religion, they have different habit. Move to another season, they do carnival and they have a different, specific carnival. Is it right?
Now, this is only for around 15 years. We have, even in summer, we have also a kind of carnival. This is the street parade. This is, I don't like the music, it's with techno music. And they dance also with not many dresses, and it's not, they know it's warm season in the summer. Also, they have at this event, they have a problem of drugs very often. So, other questions?
Hi, Miss Claudia. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Can I ask you a question first? Can I ask you a question? Why do you wear the mask? What is the reason that you wear the mask? Do you understand what I want to know? What is the reason? Why do you wear still the mask? Are you afraid of COVID? Are you still afraid that you could be infected with COVID?
Yes.
Yes? Yes. Yeah. So you always, also when you are in school, you wear the mask?
Yes.
And when you are eating, you eat alone?
No.
No? But you sit together with the other students, or you eat alone, separate. No, I can tell you during Corona, I think now it's not so dangerous. You live in a warm country. This is in Switzerland. The problem was always many people were infected in the cold season because you couldn't open the windows and the doors. So that this was a big problem in Europe. We had most of the people were infected in the cold season.
Then you can I can answer the question from Claudia. The regulation from COVID pandemic is changing every time in the world. In Indonesia also changing, but the knowledge, the information is not everybody know exactly. Indonesia 270 million people. In Switzerland 8 million people, all educated. That is different. So even in the school, sometimes wearing the mask, sometimes not. This is different information, and they are just protecting the person.
I think for me it was very funny. This was also it was really funny when we arrived in Bali in January, but even in the beach, some people they put the mask. And I have seen a video of Sigrid's family. They were in our big garden, only the family, not with other people. They live together in the same house. But in the garden, they put the mask. And for me, I couldn't understand this. First of all, the same people who live together in one house, outside, fresh air, why they put the mask? Okay. Yeah. But for me, if we are afraid, just put the mask, no problem. I have heard from other students because they are malum or something like this, because they don't want to show their face. So this is a bit strange for me. Yeah. So, but please, your question.
First, I introduce myself. My name is Hanum Nailul Afifah. I am 16 years old now. You can call me Hanum. First, I saw several articles about natural phenomena that occur in Switzerland. One of articles told that winter is longer than other seasons, and also about natural phenomena is named aurora. It is true?
Yes, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Winter, the cold season, usually, for example, November, usually it's still autumn, but it's already cold. And so for me, winter, the cold season is from November to February, March, sometimes even in April it's snowing. April is the month where the weather changes very quickly. We are now the first time in Indonesia during the rainy season. I also see here it change very quickly, sunny, very hot, and then suddenly it's raining, and the temperature is also much lower. So it's very long, the cold season, but it depends where you are in Europe. In the south it's shorter than in Switzerland. Also in the north it's longer, the cold season. And for the hour, because we are far away from the equator, so in Switzerland, for example, the short day is on 21st of December. And so the daylight starts only at 8 o'clock in the morning till about 4:30. So the daylight is very short. And the longest day is 21st of June. So it starts at 4:30, already daylight, till 10 o'clock in the night. And if you go to the north, it's even, there are parts they have always, it's never dark in the summer, 21st of June, the longest day. It starts perhaps, it's only dark 3 hours, from 11 at night till 2 o'clock in the morning. And the opposite in the winter, very often dark, only 3 hours, it's daylight. That's the reason that I don't like also the cold season, because we don't have much sun, no leaves, tree, sad season for me.
But nation of Switzerland is near the ocean, which means there are certain times when Sweden does experience night. How to accept a sleep schedule of
You mean when it's only a short, only a few hours dark, how can I sleep? That's your question.
Yes.
I mean, you can close the curtains. So it's like if you have dark in the room. But I think, for example, I see it always Sigrid in the summer. He gets up very quickly in the morning, very early in the morning. And in the winter, it's very dark, hard for him to get up, because usually when we had school or we had to work or something, usually you have to get up at 6 o'clock, and it's still really dark and cold. So you go out of the bed where it's really warm, and when you leave the bed, it's cold and dark. So you really have to do the clock, otherwise you will be late at work.
Okay. Thank you for answering this question.
Ms. Claudia, there are students want to ask question again.
Very good. If they have questions,
Please come.
Is it okay if the question is out of topic? Before I ask a question, let me introduce myself first. My name is Selena, and in this session, I would like to ask a question for you. Actually, it's such an honor for me to give a question for you too. Now, for the question is, based on your opinion, what is the best university in Switzerland? And do you know about the information? I'm so glad you know, and I want to tell me about that.
thank you for the question. I think the best one, or also they always compare the different universities. One of the best is a technical university. It's ETH in Lausanne and in Zurich. This is to study technique. Yeah. And others, I think we have more famous in Great Britain than in USA. But I think ETH, the technical university, in 2 places, in the French part of Switzerland, Lausanne, and also in Zurich, they are very good. High standard, yeah.
Student from Indonesia, I met one day. Your name is Damar Wicaksono. He is the son from Dono, from Kopi, Rambos at the time. And he studied nuclear in Hatsuri. He got S2 in UGM, Kecamatan University, and then became scholarship in Switzerland. So in Switzerland, I think the most important university in Zurich, ETH, this is one technique. But the most university in Switzerland tourism.
Yeah, this is not really university, but it's higher education in hotelery schools. But they are private, they are very much expensive. So the famous one is in Lausanne, this is really international tourism school. So I mean, only the rich people from foreign countries that can afford it to pay them. And I don't know if your question is if it's difficult for Indonesian people to study in Switzerland if they don't have rich parents. Or if otherwise, if you are very clever, if you have a high level, for example, also education for teacher, or if you want to be a doctor, as you can say, or nuclear. So some of them they study there. I think 25 years ago when Sigrid was arrived in Switzerland, we had some students from Christian school in Cologne. But they were already teachers, they made higher education there. It was paid by school, and I think they had a contract with the school, they had to teach, after they came back to Indonesia, they had to teach around 10 years in the school, because the school financed education in Switzerland. So some other questions? So it depends also on the schedule. I mean, I still have pictures about traveling. I have about, yes, I think perhaps what I can tell you also about Switzerland is that we have a very good transport system. So we have many trains, buses to everywhere. This I will miss here. So thinking that maybe only have a bicycle at home. We don't use a motorbike or we don't have car. This is possible there. Also, if you live in the countryside, you have very often many transportation.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Claudia and Mr. Sigil, who has shared a lot of knowledge with us.